Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. Let me say again, I'm just really grateful for all the subscribers, man. I really appreciate y'all. I don't want to say that lightly. I very much do appreciate that all. With that has been coming a lot of questions, okay? Even on my email, as well as some videos that I've done. So I'm going to try to explain things. I want to keep it as real as possible. What does it really cost to move here? We're going to break that down. But also there's a lot of prep work that has to be done. So I'm inviting you, before you come out, when I started this channel, I tried to be different. So I was doing all the prep work before I came here. There's a lot of channels, and there's nothing wrong with it, they're great channels. But once you're here, then they start their vlog, But I started, well before, and things that I did, that I prepared myself. So I invite you to go back and look at that. And a lot of things I did really right, thank goodness. Okay, what does it cost? Once you're established, there's a lady down the street in America. She is managing a hostel for a guy who owns it, who lives out of country. So she gets free room and board. Okay, so that shows you how cheap that is. I'm on her same street, very close by. I'm paying 390 euros per month to live here for a fully furnished house. I have a friend of mine, same street, a little bit further up, paying over $2,000 a month for rent. Big place, beautiful, very modern. So when people go, what does it cost once you're established? It depends on you. The good news is, we're all in the same street. Every one of us are safe. You know what I mean? A lot of times in America, if you get something really cheap, you're going to be in a bad neighborhood or a dangerous neighborhood. Not here. Okay, I've mentioned it before in many videos. I've never felt safer. The lady down the street that's managing a hostel, I'm not going to say her name, I don't want to embarrass anybody, but she's a widower, 58 years old, and one of the things she enjoys is going down alleys just to see what's in there. That's how safe she feels, as a 58-year-old, 100-pound, soaking wet woman. And she's not afraid to go down alleys, whether it's daytime or nighttime. That's how safe you feel here, okay? But we got to break down what it takes before you come, okay? Before you're established, you've got to have some money behind you. I don't want to just tell you, you can live here at $1,200 a month. Yeah, once you break it down, once you go through your initial phase, and let me talk about this. First, your flight here, that's going to cost you some money, okay? April and I took a repositioning cruise that left from Florida and then stopped in Spain, Italy. We stayed 3 days in Italy, and then we came to Albania. It cost us $1,600 per person. It was a 12-day cruise. I was able to do it. It was fun getting here. It was like taking a vacation before I start my vacation, which I really liked. But don't forget, you gotta fly, cruise, somewhere to get here, and that's gonna cost money. The ride from the airport, in order to get to the city, we set up in advance, that was $25. Okay, also in advance, you're gonna be in a hotel or you're gonna be in an Airbnb. Again, it's gonna cost you money. Our Airbnb was $400. We got a really good deal. It wasn't that great of an Airbnb. The Jolly Hotel, which is down the street, and the reason I bring them up, I see a lot of tourists in there, a lot of expats when they first come, and they're averaging $46 to $59 per night. What is the difference between them? I've never stayed there. I'm just going by what the tourists have told me and going by the Jolly website. The hotel is called the Jolly in Toronto. You can Google it, look it up. What's good about that, you're on top of the bazaar. It's in this area where I'm at. So that's just one example. Also, there's many hostels, but the hostels aren't free either, unless you're managing it. But you're looking at $10, some of them 20. It depends. A lot of the hostels, what it is, they share common areas. Some of the real inexpensive ones, you're sharing a room, like bunk beds with other people. I don't really want to do that. Some hostels, you can still have your private room, your private bath, but you're going to share other areas like the kitchen, living areas, like that, okay? Then you're going to want, okay, you're staying here, right? So you're going to want to rent a place, okay? I'm going to put a link to the boys down here that I use in real estate, and the reason I use them, okay, not only have they set me up, they set up a couple of friends in some really nice places of what you want. Also, I was looking at property like, maybe I'll buy it. And so they were doing the paperwork, and Julian came back to me and goes, there's a little bit of a problem. There's a little bit of a mix-up in the title of the place. Shouldn't be a problem, but it might be, so I'm advising you not to buy it. And right there I said, you're my guy. Because he walked away from a sale. He could have sold me the place, and years later I have trouble with the title. So I very much appreciated that honesty. And also, the guys there drove me to Poker Deck, where I just got back from. I did a couple videos on Poker Deck. It was like a 3-hour drive. Did they charge me? No. They just go, hey man, there's a place up here that we really want to show you. So I looked at the condo that's there, and man, it's looking good. They also took me around different through the city, different places to see. So I said, I'm buying you guys lunch at least, so I got them all lunch. But great guys, I'll put a link to them down below. Okay, so you find a place. So most places, just like in America, they're going to ask you for first month, last month, and a cleaning deposit. They don't call it a cleaning deposit. I forget what it is. They call it like a guarantee. So I did a 1-year lease. If I break the lease, like I leave before that 1 year, the owner of the place gets to keep that deposit that is down if you break the lease, okay? Also, how does the real estate guys get paid? Well, what it is let's say your rent's going to be $600 a month. I'm just using it for example. So it's a one-time fee of 50% of whatever your month's rent is. So if you're renting a place for $600, you pay the realtor $300 a one-time fee. That's to do the paperwork. He does a contract. That's what they're paid. So if you're renting a place for $2,000 a month, they are going to get a $1,000 from you, a one-time fee, 50% of your month's rent. Okay, that's how that works. I'm looking down my paper because I'm high tech on this channel. Let me tell you. Okay. So the paperwork costs fully furnished. Okay. So now I'm in a fully furnished house. So I'm good to go, right? Not quite. What I mean by that, fully furnished, I still had to buy a couple pots and pans. We're not going to fully do the kitchen like we did back in America, but you're going to need a couple pots and pans. You're going to need a couple forks and knives. You're going to need a couple plates, 2 coffee cups. I had to go out and buy a broom, a dustpan, towels, extra linens for the bed. The bed did come with linens, but you need more than 1 sheet, 1 blanket, 1 pillowcase. We wanted a couple extra pillows. That cost. A couple pillowcases. That cost. So it takes a little money to get established, okay? So we got it down to finally like $2,000 a month, but still, your first couple of months there's going to be setups that you have to do. So I don't want to just tell you, yeah, $1,500, $2,000. Not in the first couple of months. You got to be realistic on this. So I don't want to give you bad information. Okay. Banking. Part of that prep work. Please go back and see the videos. A lot of things I did right. I went with Charles Schwab and Bank of America. Schwab has been working flawlessly for me. Bank of America, I haven't used that card here yet. I transfer funds from Bank of America to Schwab. I have my pension going into Bank of America, April's pension going into Charles Schwab. Okay, so we split our money up. In case I have a problem with one bank, I still got another way to get money while I correct that problem. Okay, and I go over that in my earlier videos, and I invite you, please check them out. So see what the prep work is. The boys prep videos. Okay, we did prep videos. The next thing I want to talk to you about, I loved the interviews we did with Dan from Vagabond Awake and Chung from Hobo Ventures. I made a statement in there that got I don't want to say heated. I made a statement like, in America you're paying 50% taxes, and someone commented back, oh, I wish you would quit saying that. Sir, if you're watching, I'm not arguing with you. I don't think I explained myself well. I'm not talking about just your federal and state tax that we have to do every April. There's a lot more. So please give me a chance to explain. Besides that, all states, I Googled it, you have to pay, they put tax in your gasoline for your car. Okay, Alaska's the cheapest at 8.95. California charges you 62.9 cents per gallon for gas that you're just going to put in your car. Your car registration, guys. I'm not talking about the car inspection. I think that's necessary, that the cars are in good working order when they're on the road. But the registration part, that's a tax, guys. If you have 2 cars, like I had 2 cars and 2 motorcycles, I had to pay registration fee once a year for all of them, and so are you. That's a tax, okay? New roads being built, particularly in Texas. Guess what? They're toll roads. Toll roads, that's a tax. Sales tax, 45 states having the highest charge is California at 7.25 cents. Sales tax, that's a tax. My real estate tax when on my home, I was paying $500 a month. That comes out to $6,000 a year. Okay, that's another tax. I'm not just talking about your federal or your state tax. Okay, Texas doesn't have a state tax. Where do they get their money? Real estate taxes. Okay, and they're building toll roads now. So it's all these taxes in on top of your federal and state tax that we're paying every April. So I don't think I explained it right. I think if you really look at it, you'd be surprised at how many hands are in your pockets. And they're not putting stuff in, they're taking stuff out. Okay, like I said, with anything from your car registration, your real estate taxes, gas tax, it's remarkable when you really sit back and think of all the taxes that you're paying. Okay, so I didn't explain myself well when I said 50% of your money's going to taxes. I think you'd be surprised at how big that number is or can be. Okay, so if I didn't explain myself well enough, I do apologize. But we can wash all that away. Now, I still have to pay my federal income tax. I don't care where you are in the world. As an American, you still got to pay it. And I will pay it. My pension was done through the Teamsters. I was in trucking for 32 years. Nose to the grindstone. I'm grateful to it. After 32 years, though, I'm done. I'm burned out. I really don't want to work no more. I want to do this channel. It gives me something to do, so it'll be cool. So I hope I explained things a little bit better. Like I said, I invite you to please go back to my earlier stuff because it's all about prep work before I made the move. Oh, the other thing, real important. I got to make sure I talk about this. I got a lot of things like, what about paying taxes in Albania? How does that work? I had people saying after 183 days, you got to start paying taxes. Only a resident has to pay taxes. I'm not going to say I'm right or wrong. I'm not even going to give you really the information on it. I'm going to tell you what I did. I don't like to give advice, but this is really critical. The second day I was here, I got a lawyer. Okay, to ask those particular questions about extending my visa. What about tax situation here? What are my responsibilities? 99% of the time, a lawyer is going to give you a free consultation here in order, because he's hoping he's going to get business from you later on, and he probably will, in regards to maybe buying property. Do I want him to look at the contract, extending visas and so forth? But and not just for Albania. If you go to retire in Colombia, Peru, Panama, anywhere, please go to a lawyer and get it straight from the horse's mouth what the tax situation is here. Don't just listen to a YouTuber or anything. You can get some knowledge from YouTubers, yeah. But as far as real serious stuff, the second day I was here, I sat down with a lawyer who spoke perfect English, and he gave me the information, okay? So I implore you, whether you pick Albania or anywhere else, go see a lawyer. I did it my second day. I had to find out. I had to get some answers. And every once in a while, if I have an answer, I give him a call. And yeah, he tells me. Okay? So I hope that clears things up. I hope this helps you. And like I said, please look at my earlier stuff. Prepping was crucial before I came here. And it takes a little bit of money behind you to reestablish yourself here. Let's say I'm 1 year in, and then I got to do 90 days out. What do I do with this stuff, right? The stuff that I accumulated. Well, they do have places where you can store your furniture here, okay? I don't have the price on that. It shouldn't be that expensive, but you could do your storage, and then after 3 months come back, reestablish yourself with another home, another place to rent. So I hope this has helped out, okay? Love you guys. Be careful out there, okay? Take care of each other. Let's do this together, all right? Take care. Thank you again, all right? Bye-bye.